is the provider of care. So your patient's information is your responsibility. You can say and contract with a billing vendor that they have to pick up the cost and expense and actually notify if there's a data breach on their watch with the information that they're billing or storing for you. But at the end of the day, if they don't do that well, then they're exposing you to potentially more liability than had you done it yourself, arguably with good protocols in place. So just something to remember, okay? Health and Human Services, Office of Civil Rights is the organization that enforces HIPAA high-tech and the fines and penalties. And as I mentioned, there are regions throughout the country that are broken up that deal with that on a more local level. Civil money fines and penalties for HIPAA violations are enhanced under high-tech. What used to be a $100 floor up to $25,000 under old HIPAA is now under high-tech a starting floor of $50,000 up to $1.5 million per violation. So a significant change and increase in the potential exposure for fines and penalties for data breach. Remember also that there's no private right of action, so no individual person can sue under HIPAA, but the state attorneys general now can bring that action on behalf of the federal government. Okay. State law notification, we could take an entire webinar on state law requirements. It's just important to remember it's a companion set of legal obligations that can't be forgotten. They have to be looked at the same time as the federal law for compliance purposes under high-tech. And in some cases, the state burdens are even higher than the federal high-tech. So, for example, California has a 5-day notice turnaround, not 60 days like high-tech, 5 days turnaround time for notification after a breach. Extremely rigorous. Texas has an extremely strong state privacy law, which has additional burdens for training supervisors, etc. So your referral resource, your data breach, your privacy attorney that can be provided to you or referred to you by your carrier is very important to be aware of your particular state that you're in and what your companion state obligations are. And encryption could be a safe harbor under some state data breach laws, but it isn't always the case. And with the final rule under high-tech, you need to consult with your privacy counsel to confirm what sort of mitigation of your liability encrypting has. From a carrier perspective, it's very important for Chubb to see that that information is encrypted when